Hey, it's Nay, and welcome to Hey Nay. First off, I just want to say that Hey Nay has made a year now, so thank you for all of those, all of you who have watched, who have been guests. Just thank you, thank you, thank you, and let's jump right into it. So, um, the topic for this episode is commitment and dating, and here's what the Hey Nay writers have asked me. At what point should you have full commitment to your significant other? It's definitely different for everyone, and I'm sure that's just clear as day. But I feel like if you are spending time with just that person and no one else for an extended period of time, then you should. That is full commitment. It sort of happens out of nowhere. You get what I'm saying? When all you want to do is spend time with this one person, then that's commitment. Then that's when you should be fully committing. And when that other person only wants to spend time with you, you have to rethink and consider whether or not you want to just be with that person, because then that is the time that you should be fully committing as well. As duration, as you guys know, I always say this. Like around, I always say like semi-serious and serious and things like that. But I want to say, you know, it's different for everyone, but somewhere between 3 to 6 months, and it's monogamous, excuse me. Then you should be that's fully committing. That should be the time you should be fully committing. Um, and the next question, which is great, do you have to have a discussion about commitment, or should there be a mutual understanding? Now, for most people, there is a mutual understanding. There is, but if you have doubts or you have a history of things being misinterpreted and not clear, then you need to say it. And I think it's nothing wrong with saying it. And this is best to do this, especially when you're introducing them to someone else. So if you're introducing them hey, this is Janet. We don't know what Janet is. We don't know exactly what Janet is to you still. We see y'all, close and everything, but we don't know what Janet is. If you say, this is my girlfriend, Janet, now we're seeing, now you're committed to this person. You know what I mean? Now it's clear to Janet that you see her as your girlfriend. That's the mutual understanding. But if that's never said and you just say, hey, this is Janet. Oh, I'm bringing Janet. Me and Janet did this. And Janet's like, oh, hey, that's Naquan. And Naquan is going to do that, blah, blah, his name, blah, blah, whatever. It's a little funny. It's a little funny. So it's okay, but hold up. Is this a serious thing? Is this serious? You can make it funny, you know what I mean? But then expect a serious answer, you know what I mean? Or say a serious answer. But it's good to make it clear. Or a lot of people say what is this? What are we? And there's nothing wrong with that, but people are apprehensive as to what to say. But like I said, the clear sign is when you're introduced as the girlfriend or the boyfriend. That is a clear sign. How often do you have to commit to your significant other, like meeting the family events, etc., for both married and unmarried couples? Great. So in general, I think it's okay to, meet the family and friends every once in a while. It depends. I definitely want to say it depends on location. So if you guys are in close proximity, then maybe you should be, seeing their either family or friends, at least every other week, at least once. It doesn't have to be long. It could just be like, oh, hey, or hi. Or if you're picking them up, hey, hi, that type of thing. That is normal. If there's a distance, I try to say, maybe, once or twice a month. If there's an extreme distance, like long distance, maybe once or twice a month. And even if you feel like, you should be doing more, ask about them, ask about the family, ask about the friends, see, do things like that. And if you have some sort of gathering, invite them, you know what I mean? Or, invite them to come. Like if your family's doing something, invite their family to come, you know what I mean? Or if you're having a social party, invite, her friends to come or his friends to come, whatever. That's the way you can sort of do that, and it kind of shows. You don't always have to do it, but you can do it. And it's great when the two of you can both have mutual friends or develop mutual friends. Now, when you're married, I do believe that this should be a lot more. So if you're married, I believe that you should be communicating at least a lot more with their family. So you should definitely be checking up on them on a regular basis. That regular basis could be, every 2 weeks or every time she or he calls and you're in the room, you speak to them too. You speak to them on the phone as well. You know what I mean? You get to know them. You ask how they're doing. You keep that going. Or if she's visiting, you go visit too. Or if he's visiting, you go visit too. Whatever. Just you gotta don't exclude yourself. No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And all that stuff. I mean, there are times, obviously, in which we don't necessarily want to be around our in-laws. I can assume, but that doesn't mean you don't be around them at all. They should know what's going on with you. They should know your life. You are their child-in-law. Remember that. It's a family. They are essentially your family too now, by law. So, think about it that way, and I think it's easier to make more of an effort. What do you do if you both are busy people and you always have commitments? How should that be balanced out? That is such a great question. Because I know there's a lot of people who have these very full-time, high-maintenance jobs, and it's very hard to, do things together. Now, depending on how serious you are, you can talk about living arrangements and whether or not you want to live together, because that is a way in which you can see each other more. But if you don't want to get to that step yet, just keep planning. I know it. Some people's like, but that takes the fun of it. No, keep planning. Try to plan as much as you can. Plan in advance. Coordinate vacations. Coordinate, breaks, whichever your situation is. Coordinate breaks and things like that. Make plans on some weekends, or make dinner plans. Meet up after work, or surprise each other at work if you're able to. Surprise each other at work. And things like that. Just, try to, if you're trying to see each other, then it will happen. You know what I mean? If you're both trying, it will happen. And don't be afraid to text. Don't be afraid to use social media as a way of communication. That's a great way too. But if you're in a serious relationship, you should not rely on that. That should not be your only form of communication. You need to see each other face to face. And I just want to say, in regard to commitment, that committing is something that is very, very, very serious to me, at least. So I don't like to commit to something unless I am 100% sure I want to do this, or I'm very interested. I don't like to back out of things. So if I am committing, it's serious. And I believe that everyone should sort of follow that same tone too. If you're committing to this person, commit to this person. Don't flake. If you feel the need to flake, then don't commit to this person. That's all I have to say. Like, share, love, and subscribe. And remember to always start your day off with a hey. Goodbye.